We went hard and early to fight COVID.
Jacinda Ardern, the Prime Minister hailed worldwide for her tough handling of the coronavirus, is under fire for selfies. In New Zealand, her pictures with supporters without social distancing has become a political talking point as she faces a general election on October the 17th.
She's front and centre and they're all around her. A photo that shows perhaps her popularity and her ability to mix and mingle with a crowd is now being used against her. So being popular on the campaign trail doesn't always work in your favour.
Rival politicians have criticised Ardern's lack of social distancing on the campaign trail, with ACT Party leader David Seymour tweeting, "Hospitality businesses can't make money at level 2 because of single server and social distancing rules. Meanwhile, the person responsible for the rules is self-serving and not social distancing." The Prime Minister admits she made a mistake.
In that particular photo, I did make a mistake.
Back in March, when the virus started to burn through Europe and the US, the Prime Minister presented her country with a choice.
I hope that you are all with me on that decision.
Let the virus in or lock it out. New Zealand sealed its borders with only 28 reported cases and went into lockdown days later. Tough measures brought a nation of 5 million down to 0 active cases, and by June, the virus was declared eliminated. But after more than 100 days of 0 local cases, the virus returned in August, and it spread. Auckland, its largest city, was put under lockdown again. The national election set for September was postponed, and there was outrage. The lockdowns have hammered the nation's economy. Tourism-dependent New Zealand has fallen into its deepest economic slump on record, posting a 12.2% drop in second quarter economic growth.
My question would be, what's your measure of success? In a global pandemic, what do we measure success on? Success for me is saving people's lives, supporting and saving people's businesses, and coming out the other side faster and quicker and with more activity out the other side. And that is what we're seeing in New Zealand.
With the latest outbreak declared under control, New Zealand is slowly lifting restrictions again. At one point, New Zealand's Prime Minister enjoyed a high 65% approval rating, especially for her handling of the pandemic. Where does that approval rating stand now, especially as she faces a general election?
In terms of how Jacinda Ardern compares with the preferred Prime Minister stakes with Judith Collins, the leader of National. So Jacinda Ardern is still leaps and bounds ahead in those preferred Prime Minister stakes.
New Zealand's 40-year-old Prime Minister has led her country through 3 once-in-a-generation crises. Her personable style may have attracted some criticism, but her leadership has made her the favorite as a nation goes to the polls amid a pandemic. Now, a second outbreak of the virus has not dented Jacinda Ardern's popularity as she continues to draw crowds on the campaign trail across the country, resulting in some of those talking point selfies. Back to you, John.